Interior, the Ministry, Crouch's office, day. Barty Crouch sits at a desk working on some papers. Someone watches him from the dark hall. The doorway frames him in light.
Barty, I was just harassed by one of your aurors on my way into work.
The figure in the hall continues watching them from the shadows, making no noise.
A dark artifact is missing, Selwyn. These security measures are protocol.
The figure steps a little closer.
I understand that it's necessary for most of the Ministry, but Kingsley lurking outside my personal fireplace is a bit much.
Apologies for the inconvenience. My job is to cover any potential security breaches.
But surely between friends.
I wasn't aware that Lucius Malfoy and I were friends.
We reveal that the figure is Lucius, eavesdropping in the hall.
Show a little trust. I'm here as a matter of courtesy. After that nasty business with your Aura Lawrence, your position here seems precarious, to say the least.
Are you threatening me? This is my department.
This curse to kill business is a waste of your time, and you know it. I know it's that Cohen girl's pet project, and I'm sure she's worked tirelessly on it. But you need to think of the bigger picture. Think of how your failure looks for the Ministry.
I'm fairly certain Lucius Malfoy doesn't work for the Ministry. What is it that you do?
Unfortunately, this conversation concerns all of us. We have some concerns with another one of your aurors, Alistair Moody.
What?
He is the one who raised accusations against Abraxas Malfoy hosting Death Eaters, is he not?
I have no complaints about Moody's work, unless you've got some personal reason for not supporting my department's war victories. I'm quite fond of how many Death Eaters he's put in Azkaban.
Settle down, Barty. I didn't know you had such a flair for the dramatic. Of course I value what your department's been doing. That being said, the atrocious lies spoken against Abraxas Malfoy nearly put him in a cell. Surely your cause isn't worth the life of an innocent.
You've said enough, Selwyn. Take Lucius and leave.
Of course. You've got a lot to think about. Come, Lucius.
Lucius and Selwyn exit the department, walking down the hallway. They are silent as they've put some distance between themselves and Crouch.
Such a pity the way Crouch dismisses me. But I did warn him.
Exterior, St. Jerome's Chapel, evening. Lily and James stand side by side at the bottom of the steps, Lily holding a bouquet of flowers. Peter, Remus, Sirius, Marlene, and Dorcas stand at the top of the steps.
Thank you so much for everything. It's been wonderful to have a break from all the chaos.
Lily passes the bouquet she's holding to Dorcas.
I thought I'd skip out on tossing and just give this to you.
Dorcas pulls a flower out of the bouquet and tucks it into Marlene's hair.
I trust we can leave things in your capable hands. Of course.
That means no major disasters on your watch.
We'll hold down the fort, mate.
What about you? Will you be all right without me?
Oh, fine. I'll be fine. Go enjoy your honeymoon.
Are you sure?
It's just that the two of you are going to be so happy together. So...
Dorcas puts her hand on Marlene's back.
Enjoy your break from English weather.
Don't have too much fun in India.
I know you'll be lost without me.
Sirius punches James in the arm.
And bring us back something good.
You know we will.
What do you say we get out of here, Mrs. Potter?
Agreed, Mr. Potter.
She leans in to kiss James, and they disapparate. Exterior, St. Jerome's Chapel, evening. The doors to the church are propped open as the wedding party cleans up after the wedding. Alice approaches Gwen.
Thanks for this.
She hands Gwen the bee tracker device.
Not that it did any good. I can't believe Sebastian got away. I mean, I can, but it does feel like one step forward, two steps back. It makes our victories more important, like this wedding.
Anna walks by carrying a box, looking exhausted.
Where would you like this?
Oh, someone else can grab it. You both need a break.
Anna puts the box down, and she, Alice, and Gwen sit on the steps, taking a moment to relax.
We don't get to do enough of this.
What?
We three spending time together. You know, if we could just pause for a moment, we'd maybe actually have some fun.
Not much time, is there?
Crouch certainly keeps you busy.
Like a secretary. Not like an aura or a curse breaker.
Yeah, none of that now. What you do is important too.
Thank you.
Peter comes out of the church, passing by the trio of women and approaching Frank.
Remus said you might need some help.
There's rice all over the pavement. Think you can handle that?
Of course.
Frank leaves Peter behind, heading back into the church. Peter walks over to the walkway that leads to the church.
Ventus.
A little spiral of wind releases, blowing the grains of rice off the walkway. Suddenly, Moody approaches from where he's been standing guard.
What in blazes are you doing, son?
Cleaning up?
No, what you're doing is using magic out in the open where muggles could see you. Common sense, boy!
Right. Sorry.
Moody walks away, further down the path. Peter, dejected, walks back to the church. He sits on the ground on the side of the church, not far from the steps. Meanwhile, at the steps, Emmeline and Caradoc approach Gwen, Alice, and Anna.
I hear they're running you ragged down at the ministry. You must be exhausted.
You know, just the usual. Making me want to flee the country, change my name, and never appear in public again.
Ugh, the gala.
Don't get me started.
What gala?
It's the fundraiser for St. Mungo's.
Everyone who's everyone will be there. And Crouch put me in charge. I'm not a party person.
Are you sure that's wise, with the Death Eaters in possession of the Heptagon? Planning anything when we ready.
There are only two ways in or out. The main entrance will be guarded and the back door is hidden.
That's not enough.
But the back door will only open to a password that only the Aurors and the Order know.
A strong password? I break into magically protected places for a living. I can tell you what's enough and what's not. What is it?
Agrippa?
Sounds like something a Gryffindor would come up with.
Well?
The Ravenclaw common room is more protected. Suppose it's too late to tell the ministry to complicate their secure entrances.
They won't listen, Gwen.
Believe me, she's tried. I watched her work herself to the bone over this.
I'll be there to help, just in case.
And on that note, I must be off. Lovely evening to you all.
Caradoc disapparates. Gwen and Alice walk back into the church.
Huh?
I have to deal with something. I mean, I've left something at the office. See you around?
Do you want me to come with you?
Interior, the Ministry, Department of Magical Law Enforcement, evening. Anna walks down a hallway until she arrives at the door, marked Balthazar Selwyn, head of improper use of magic. The door is slightly ajar and Anna pushes it open. She spots a shelf behind Selwyn's desk. She hears something, a small noise like a crack or click behind her, but nothing is there. She takes a quill pen from her bag and tucks it beside a stack of parchment. Selwyn stands behind her.
I didn't mean to startle you.
That's all right.
I see the ministry has us both working late hours tonight. Isn't that just like them?
I was actually hoping to catch you, ma'am. I need you to sign off on the Gala guest list. Invitations are going out tomorrow.
Of course.
Anna digs out a clipboard from her bag and passes it to Selwyn along with a different quill. She signs her name and passes it back to her.
Is that all?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, run along home, Anna.
Exterior, St. Jerome's Chapel, night. Sirius and Fabian play monkey in the middle with Peter using an elaborate flower arrangement, laughing. Petals are scattered in the grass. Gideon and Gwen watch on.
Every day, I thank the Sorting Hat for putting me in Slytherin.
Gwen and Gideon wander off. Dorcas, standing with Marlene on the church steps, says a few words to her and joins Remus. Marlene dashes off to join the boys' play.
You have stars in your eyes, Remus.
Huh?
She sits down next to him, watching Marlene and Sirius fight over the ridiculous bouquet.
The reason Marlene and I took so long to get it together was out of fear. We made excuses. We didn't want to ruin our friendship. People would talk. The truth is, we both knew how much it would hurt if things went wrong.
How'd you get past the fear?
I didn't, but I loved her so much. People talk about love like it's the biggest thing in the world, but for me, it was more the little things. Like how her eyes light up after the Quidditch match, or when she cries at her best friend's wedding.
Sirius always looks to me first after he's told the joke, as if it was just for me. But what if I'm wrong, and he doesn't feel the same? I couldn't stand losing him.
I know, but in this war, any one of us could die tomorrow, and I don't regret taking the risk. I want to see you happy, Remus. We all do.
Thanks, Dorcas.
His eyes catch Sirius looking back at him. Sirius grins and makes his way towards the pair.
Well, I guess that's my cue.
Dorcas turns to walk back towards Marlene.
Make Godric proud.
Dorcas winks and walks away to join Marlene as Sirius approaches. Sirius throws himself down on the steps beside Remus.
Exchanging dirty little secrets, are we, Mooney? Are you all right there, mate?
Yeah, everything's fine. Is that... You've got some...
Remus leans in and plucks a stray flower petal out of Sirius's hair.
I was storing it there to give to you, actually.
Oh, you know what they say? Gifting someone 1/10 of a smashed flower is a pinnacle of romance.
Well, if you're lucky, I might just bestow upon you the leftover remains of James and Lily's wedding cake.
Oh my. Well, that beats out anything Romeo ever did.
I don't know who this Romelio Pratt is, but he sounds like a right tosser. Was he? Is this someone you met during your summer holiday?
Romeo? As in the character from the Mongol play?
Oh. Well, how would I know?
I've been thinking about,
Frank and Alice approach suddenly, interrupting the moment. Frank clutches an opened letter in one hand.
Sirius. It's from Augusta.
He hands Sirius the letter.
Father has just passed away. I'm I'm really sorry.
Remus puts his hand on Sirius's upper back, reading the letter over his shoulder. Sirius hands the letter back to Alice.
He was no more my father than I was his son.
He walks away down the church steps. Exterior, St. Jerome's Chapel, night. Moody supervises Fabian, Peter, and Marlene as they clean up the abused flower arrangement. Gwen stands next to them.
It's been weeks. No new information about the Heptagon or the Animagi.
Moody zeroes in on Fabian.
You missed the spot, Pruitt. I don't have all night.
None of the registered Animagi in the UK are birds.
My guess is there's a handful of unregistered Animagi in England. Caught one in 68 trying to break into Gringotts as a tiger. But, they're difficult to track down.
Do you know of any others?
No.
Let's hope the Death Eaters don't either. Their search overseas could buy us some time.
Exterior, Nocturne Alley, night. A stranger walks down the cobblestoned alley, looking behind her nervously and increasing her pace. Rodolphus follows her. The stranger turns a sharp corner to be met by Bellatrix. She reaches for her wand inside her coat, but right as they grab hold, Bellatrix non-verbally casts Expelliarmus, sending the wand to the cobblestones. The woman takes one step backward only for her back to hit Rodolphus's chest. The stranger closes her eyes and transforms into a swan in an attempt to escape. But Bellatrix stuns the swan, who falls onto the alley floor. Rodolphus bends down to pluck something off the ground. A feather from the bird.